Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. This is going to be the player ratings for Everton 2, Leicester City 1 at Goodison Park. A very, very good win for the Blues in a game of two halves really. A first half where Everton performed very, very well and a second half where we were sort of not so good. We weren't great, were we? Let's be perfectly honest. Carlo Ancelotti tactically changed it at the water break and calmed it all down and saw the Blues over the line for their second victory in a row since the restart of the Premier League. 7 points now from 3 games, which is a really, really good amount of points to have picked up considering the teams that we've played. So getting straight into it then, Jordan Pickford, I've gone for a 6. I thought he'd done okay. Obviously he made a fantastic save in the first half to deny Johnny Evans, which may or may not have been offside, but then he had a couple of situations in the second half where I think he lost his head a little bit. He ran out sporadically. He was making rash decisions. Don't get me wrong, I think he calmed down as soon as Carlo Ancelotti had that talk at the water break. But like I said, again, didn't keep a clean sheet. I've given him a 7 the last couple of weeks for keeping a clean sheet. So I thought that sort of sporadic behaviour, I thought I'd knock it down. Well, wasn't it an awful game for Jordan Pickford? Couldn't really do anything about the goal, to be fair. It was a deflection from Mason Holgate onto Iheanacho. But again, I've put him as a 6. Onto Lucas Digne, then I've gone for a 7. An average game by Lucas Digne. Didn't really have an awful lot to do defensively. Again, was sort of done what he needed to do. I thought the defence as a whole played fantastically today. Got the balls out, broke forward a couple of times. Again, didn't really get into that sort of that level of performance that we've come accustomed to with Lucas Digne over the last couple of years, where he's breaking forward and he's throwing balls into the box and he's crossing it, left, right and centre. He was sort of getting the ball on the wing and then looking for another man to pass it to, which is fair enough considering we were playing a very good counter-attacking side, so he probably knew he needed to get back in time and he didn't really have an awful lot of time, on the wing. So I've given him a 7. Michael Keane, I've gone for a 9. I thought Michael Keane was absolutely unbelievable once again. Another fantastic performance by Michael Keane, my man of the match today. Really, really good defensively. Everything that come into him, he got out. There was a moment in the first half where he was bleeding because he'd thrown his body in the way of a cross. Obviously, cleared the ball off the line when Jordan Pickford made an error. Single-handedly saved Jordan Pickford in that circumstance, and I just thought he was really, really solid once again. A big dominant force. Another fantastic performance by him. Everything that come into him, he dealt with. Obviously, he wasn't on the score sheet, which you could probably say, will you give him a 9 last week for being on the score sheet? He wasn't this week, but his job isn't to be on the score sheet, is it? Let's be honest, his job's to defend, and I thought he was fantastic defending today. Mason Holgate next to him, I've gone for an 8, maybe a little bit harsh. Probably should have given him the same amount, the same rating as Michael Keane. I thought he was solid again today. Obviously he had that little blip with the goal, but it's pure unlucky for me. He hits it up onto Iheanacho's head and it literally just bounces off Iheanacho and goes into the back of the net. But other than that, defensively, I thought he'd done well today. He was solid, putting some good last ditch tackles in, again using his body, using his strength, putting the ball out of play when he needed to, playing the ball outwards when he needed to. I thought he was fantastic today, so I've given Mason an 8. Seamus, I've gone for a 7, very similarly to Lucas Digne on the left hand side. Done okay. Again, I thought the defence as a whole was really, really good today. Solid, got the ball out when they needed to, had to maintain and had to soak up a lot of pressure from a decent Leicester City side, and they've done that really, really well. So I've gone for the 7 for Seamus Coleman. Again, broke forward a couple of times, used his energy, used his skill when he needed to, but ultimately didn't quite get as forward as we maybe would like to see. Going into the midfield then, Anthony Gordon, I've gone for an 8. A fantastic game for Anthony today. Really, really impressed with him. Obviously got that assist that he was so desperately would have wanted and needed. That'll do his confidence an absolute massive amounts. Fantastic ball into the box for Richarlison. Richarlison finished it really, really well. And I thought his overall game today, Gordon, was fantastic for the time that he was on the pitch. He would pick the ball up, he used it well, he used his body well, he knew when to pass it, he knew when he could run with it. Couple of nice fancy little flicks as well in and around the box that on another day we may have done more with, and like I said, that assist was a fantastic ball across the box for Richarlison's goal. So I've gone for an 8 for Anthony. Gylfi Sigurdsson, I've gone for an 8 for Gylfi as well. Again, on the score sheet, was a penalty, but ultimately the rest of his game I thought was fantastic today. He was, again, massively impressed with Gylfi Sigurdsson, considering the season he's had, considering the stick he's come under from Evertonians. I thought he stepped into it today. He was using his body well. His passing was on point. Yes, he didn't get around an awful lot. Yes, he didn't move an awful lot, but when he was on the ball, he very rarely made a mistake. He defended as well. He got back. He helped out in the defence, and he pushed the side forward as well. And ultimately, he scored that penalty that won us the game. So I've gone for an 8 for Gylfi. Andre Gomez, I've gone for a 5. I thought he was pretty dreadful for the entirety of the game, to be honest. In fact, I only think he started to pick it up in that last 5 or 10 minutes where he was getting his foot on the ball, he was winning fouls, he was using his body, but just way too off the pace for me. Just far too off the pace. Not getting to balls quick enough. Jogging around instead of chasing players down. On the ball, he wasn't great until, like I said, that last 10 or 15 minutes. He was giving balls away easy. He was getting himself in good positions. And instead of just breaking forward and pushing on a little bit, he was trying to find a pass and ultimately, giving the ball away and trying to look for the easy option. I thought he was poor today, so I've gone for a 5 for Andre. Alex Iwobi a 6. Again, the first half, I thought he'd done okay. He used the ball well. His touch was good. He was breaking forward. He was using his energy. Again, pretty much a continuation of the back end of the Norwich game last Wednesday. But in the second half, he sort of tailed off a little bit. Didn't really have an awful lot to do. Wasn't really involved, and then ultimately come off. Carlo Ancelotti subbed him. Up front, then I've gone for a 7 for Dominic Carvalho, and wasn't in the game as much as I'd like him to be honest. But again, worked his absolute bollocks off. Got himself around the pitch. Used his energy. Used his strength. Made himself a nuisance. And again, wasn't quite in the game and was a little bit too quiet for me, but done well, so I've given him a 7. Richarlison, I've given him an 8. Obviously scored the goal, the first goal, a fantastic finish. Like I said, really good balling from Anthony Gordon, and a really, really good first time finish from Richarlison. And I thought he was a threat constantly. He was breaking forward, his passing was good, his dribbling was decent, he was getting himself in dangerous positions. Ultimately went down injured and had to come off, unfortunately, just into the beginning of the second half, which is possibly why he didn't score higher. But I've given Richarlison an 8. Onto the substitutes then. Bernard a 6. Very average performance by Bernard. Come on, didn't really have an awful lot to do. Picked up the ball, brought us forward a couple of times, won us a foul in a decent area in the middle of the park. So I've given him a 6. Tom Davies a 7. I thought he'd done a little bit more when he come on. He was using his body well. Like I said, his passing was good. He was taking players on. He was using his quick feet that we know Tom Davies has got in his locker. He's got them, those quick feet when he wants to utilise them. Broke forward, played a couple of decent balls in. Ultimately didn't have an awful lot to do, but done what he needs to do well. Yerry Mina have gone for a 6 again. Solid performance by Yerry. Got rid of anything that come in anywhere near him, but ultimately didn't really have enough time on the pitch for a proper assessment of him. And Carlo Ancelotti, I've gone for a 9. Listen, I think tactically, again, Carlo Ancelotti got it spot on today. He saw the first half was very, very good. We come out in the second half, we conceded. He saw that things were going wrong, and he changed it. He was proactive today, which is something that we've been so critical of Everton managers over the past 20 years of my life, as not being proactive enough. Carlo Ancelotti was proactive today. He changed it before Leicester could manage to get back into the game. He shut up shop and he made sure that they couldn't break us forward. There was opportunities where Ben Chilwell, whereas in a different game for Ben Chilwell, or maybe even at the start of the first half, he'd have had loads of space to run into. Carlo Ancelotti switched it so that whenever Ben Chilwell got the ball, there was 5 or 6, 7 players in front of him that he'd have to take on, and he just wasn't up for it. Again, like I said, that's such an important speech at the water break to calm the lads down as well, and I thought he was fantastic tactically today, and ultimately he set the team up that went out and beat one of the better teams in the league this season. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on my player ratings in the comment section down below. Please leave the video a like if it have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Loads of content coming, so close to 1,850 subscribers now, so if you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean a massive amount to me. Another win for the Blues, another 3 points against a decent side in a tough game. I'll take that all day long. Onwards to Spurs on Monday now. If we can get another 3 points there, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. Up the Blues, up Carlo's army. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you soon.